Welcome in on another episode in the KIPS Podcast. My name is Tyler Valencia. I'm the president of KIPS and Time to Train Fitness. Talking more YouTube today. I know that is a popular topic on this podcast, as I do, and I always say this, I do believe it can be a valuable tool for any health, wellness, or fitness business. No matter if you are just looking to just get started, create a little content, get experience, whether it's tutorials, how-tos, or different elements of that can be associated with your business, or fully jump into it with doing full-length workouts. It can be a great addition that can open up doors for you along the way. That's my opinion on that. And I hope that at some point you take me up on that. But in this one, it's a rather different episode, as I'm going to be talking more theoretical and abstract with this one. As you saw the title, YouTube is the same as working in the gym. Every week, I do research in terms of watching videos on how to grow a YouTube channel. It's part of growth. It's part of my process of learning about the YouTube algorithm, learning about content creation for YouTube. And more recently, I think this was at the time of this recording, almost a full week ago, I was listening to a video about game simulation and growth with a channel and how YouTube is a game. And the examples that they were using in it, and this was from vidIQ, if you know what I'm talking about. vidIQ is a resource for YouTube channels, and they also make videos about YouTube growth. And so that's one of my first stops usually, is looking to see if they have anything new or anything that piques my interest to watch. And so they were talking about gaming and how it's a game, and there's a boss level, there's adventures, all this kind of stuff. And okay, I'm listening to it. I'm like, okay, what can I pull from all of this? And then as I started to go down that path of how do I make this more associated with health, fitness, wellness, it kind of peaked in my mind. And I said this actually in an episode. If you haven't listened to the episode I did with Michelle Breeler, she's a YouTube fitness instructor, almost reaching that humongous milestone of over 200,000 YouTube subscribers. I said some of these elements, talking about thumbnails, talking about the intro and content, calls to action, all that kind of stuff. And it peaked in my mind that YouTube is almost the same, or I'll just go with it. YouTube is the same as working in a gym. And here are the similarities. So thumbnails. Thumbnails are a big piece of YouTube. I always talk about how thumbnails, it's window shopping. You're essentially scrolling, or the viewer is scrolling through their home feed or whatever they search. And that's typically the first thing they see. Then they typically see the thumbnail, then they see the title, and then just potentially a little sentence about what that video is from their description. And thumbnails, it can have somebody stop for a second and double take or consider, this video for this video, how much does this one have? And so a thumbnail with window shopping and how it is in a gym setting, what would that be? In my mind, it's appearances and how we look to potential clients. And I'm going to jump into that more a little bit later, but similar concept. Window shopping, oftentimes gyms will have a whole wall of all the trainers that they have, their credentials and their experiences, their client base, things along that nature. And potential clients might research and look at this wall of instructors, but I think I want to work with this instructor. I might like to work with this instructor. And so similar concept, right? Okay, let's keep the ball rolling and get more into it. With YouTube, a big part is also your 30-second introduction. In that first 30-second intro, what are you saying that captures that viewer? Are you saying something that captures them and gets them to stay for a length of period, hopefully the whole video? And in that's very similar to what we do in the gym. If you're a personal trainer, it's your complimentary session. In that complimentary session, it's not 30 seconds. It's most likely an hour, but you are showing them what it's like potentially working with you. If they were to buy sessions with you, what can they expect? What's your personality like? What are the sessions going to be like? What is it like? The queuing, all the programming, things along that nature. And so you are giving them basically the best of the best, or what the sneak preview is of a session of a video. If we go back to the 30-second intro on YouTube. Next piece here. Content on YouTube, your content. What's the beef? What is the meat of your video? What is it that it's about? All the details that you're going to be sharing, and to hopefully incite someone, gives them a reason to return, gives them something that helps them grow. That's your workout. If you're doing 45-minute sessions, 60-minute sessions, that's your workout. That's your meat, your potatoes, your programming, what you went to school for, or what you got certified in. Your workout is the content, the meat. And then lastly, your call to action. At the end of each video, you typically have a call to action. Maybe it's a question that you want somebody to answer, or viewers to answer, or maybe it's a request to subscribe, or request to go check the description for links, whatever it might be. And that's your closing and your pitch. At the end of a session, you have your closing and your pitch to why you want to work, why they should want to work with you. If you're in the market for adjustable dumbbells or at-home workout equipment, check out Core Home Fitness at the link in the description. From adjustable dumbbells, multi-function benches, and all-in-one options, they got it all. I personally have their adjustable dumbbells and the glute drive that also works as a bench, and would recommend them to anyone building their home gym or looking for easy adjustable options. The dumbbells, they easily adjust from 5 pounds to 50 pounds just by turning the handle, and lock in for your safety. Grab yourself a pair and see for yourself how easy they can fit into your fitness program. If you've been a fan of this podcast, you know that before end of each episode, you're going to hear a promotion for the Naboso Duo insoles. I've been using them for probably a year and a half, and I personally think they're game changers. I think everybody should get them, try them out, see what you think. And personally, I've talked about how I used to have foot pain just from sitting at a desk and then trying to be active, trying to go work out, and not really being able to fully maximize it. So I always try to throw it out there for individuals to just try them out, see what you think, utilize them in your day-to-day, and hopefully improve your overall activity level. That's the key right there, activity level. So check them out. There's a link in the description for the Naboso insoles. They have a variety of them to check out, different accessories. Check them all out. See what you think, and hopefully come back and let us know that they've really helped out with your activity level. Let's get back to the episode. So a lot of similarities there that I pulled from this video from vidIQ, talking about how YouTube is a game. It's a simulation with a big boss and all these kinds of things, a journey, yada, yada, yada. And the way that I turned it into something interesting, or that could be more appropriate for where we work. And I say we, because most likely if you're listening to this podcast, you're in the health, wellness, or fitness space. And I think that that's an important thing. And I'm going to get to this later when I wrap it up. But when you're watching content, you're looking for knowledge, I think that can be a very useful tool. So let me get to different areas of this episode here. How can a fitness instructor, whether you are a personal trainer, group exercise instructor, wellness coach, health coach, strength coach, whatever it might be, how can you use this to your benefit? If you are potentially looking at YouTube, that workouts are long form content. I think that's always been my pitch for somebody potentially looking to go into YouTube in this field, is that you have a leg up for creating workouts, whether it is a yoga session or maybe it's a 55 plus session, that you're creating long form content. If you were to go on YouTube, and I've made this joke before, I've never made a beginner's guide to YouTube with 7-10 different tips, because it's just rehashing content that's already out there. Most likely content that has hundreds of thousands of views on steps that people have just rehashed the same thing. And I'm not going to go make the same video for fitness related content, because most likely the content creators that have made them probably looks better than mine. And I have no problem admitting that. They probably have bigger teams. And with workouts though, one of those things that with videos on YouTube where they talk about is, okay, you want to shoot for 4 or 7, 14 minutes, whatever that might be for your length, just because you want people to hopefully stay for that time, and that goes towards your watch hours. If anything that I just said doesn't make sense, with YouTube, there's 2 milestones that you're typically working for if you're a new content creator. And that is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And with workout-based content, think about it. You're typically creating 25, 35, 45, maybe an hour-long video that people will most likely stay for the duration of. So you have that leg up if you are thinking about it. If you're thinking about, hey, should I be adding YouTube? Should I be doing YouTube workouts? You have a leg up there in my book. And I always say that has a big benefit for our field compared to others out there. Now, one of the pieces that I did want to touch on in this episode, and I'm kind of jumping around, and I'll get to my point of this episode after this one, but one of the pieces that I did want to talk about is with the superficial elements of thumbnails, and in our space, that is, with workout-based content. And this is something that I've noticed, and this is something that it's a part of even working in a gym. Now, I said thumbnails are window shopping. Potential clients are scanning through content. They're scanning through their feed. They're looking at these thumbnails, and hopefully something piques their interest. You will see a lot of superficial elements of thumbnails, and that is also a part of working in a gym. Am I trying to say that you need to be really in shape, or do you need to have a 6-pack? You have XYZ? No, I'm not saying that, but do those elements exist? I believe they do. And I think that a part of that is everybody's watching you. And I can tell you from working in gyms, I can tell you that I've had this conversation with husbands of potential clients, with individuals that became my clients, that if they know you work in a gym, they're typically watching you. How are you training? How are you cueing somebody? And when they have that question, when that hits, and I got 2 different stories I can share right now. The first one being a potential client. This individual came up to me and he mentioned, "Oh, I've seen you working with your clients. I can tell that you really know your stuff. What is it to have my wife work with you?" And that was because they see that I'm engaged with when I used to work in gyms, I'm engaged with my clients. I'm cueing them through their exercises. I'm demonstrating they're performing exercises with solid technique. People are watching those. On the flip side, maybe you're going to the gym and you're working out by yourself. And I've had this happen to me many times, that a potential client will come up to me and say, "Oh, I've been trying to go just do my same routine. I know it looks like you know what you're doing. I've seen you come here a lot." And I've made really great connections that way too. People are watching. They are window shopping as well, not just with the superficial elements of having a 6-pack, having big biceps, those pieces, but they're watching every single piece of what you do within a facility. So keep that in mind. I think it is hard to get over that mindset of the superficial elements. I think that you can definitely succeed. People are looking for different pieces. That's why showing your personality is important on YouTube, showing who you are, because there's always going to be somebody within your community that's just like you, that's not looking for somebody that does look different or looks a certain way. And so keep that in mind. Anybody can grow on YouTube, and just keep in mind that everybody's watching though. How you want to portray yourself is part of the profession. Now, the point of this episode, tying it back to the similarities of working within a gym and how they're the same with YouTube, that YouTube is about growth. Same thing with working in a gym. It's about growth, getting experience, researching, talking with colleagues, same concepts. I remember when I used to work in one of my first times working in a gym and talking with different instructors, and usually you will find instructors that are willing to share insights. They are pretty comfortable with it within their careers, and they'll share insights. And the same thing goes with YouTube. There's a lot of great content out there that you can listen to, watch, that'll help you grow if you are worried or if you are uncertain about if this is a good idea for you. A piece of that though is sometimes finding information comes in different areas. And I've seen this too with mentorships, that oftentimes it is a great tip when you're in a profession is to find a mentor that guides you, that helps you, shares knowledge. Sometimes a mentor might come in a different form, a different area. Mentors later in my life have come from more business-related work fields, careers, CEOs of different industries, not fitness-related, because I'm at that point of my career. Have I had career mentors in the fitness, health, education realm? Yeah, that have definitely helped. So keep that in mind, that when you're searching for information, it might come from different areas, that you just need to find the elements that apply to your career, alter them in your mind to make sense. And a piece that hopefully ties us together, that you're like, okay, maybe I could definitely see that. When I created tutorials on the YouTube channel, the KIPS YouTube channel, that were in the audio space, the video space, oftentimes I was watching content on YouTube for church sermons, for different video production, for recording audio, for music. And I just had to tweak things for what I was doing with online workouts, with recording workouts. It's sometimes hard to find those direct XYZ that line up to XYZ. Sometimes it's XBF, and all of a sudden you have to tweak those things to fit your sequence. So keep that in mind, that when you're researching, when you're looking for knowledge, it might come in different spaces, and you just need to tweak them a little bit to make them work for you. I hope this episode was kind of interesting. I think that it's definitely different and strays from what KIPS Podcast episode is. If you enjoyed it, make sure that you subscribe on different platforms, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or on YouTube. You can always find this content on YouTube. And if you are in the market for CEUs, or maybe you need help with marketing your business, check out Social Media for Fitness Professionals. That's the course that's created with KIPS by me, that has approvals with NASM, ISSA, and AFA. So you can get your CEUs, you can get step-by-step examples for building your business. Check that out under our courses page, and hopefully keep growing your business. That's been it for this episode. I'll catch you in the next one.